The following haircut is a solid form structure cut on a diagonal back line. Our head position for this haircut will remain upright. The distribution of the hair, that is the combing pattern used to distribute the hair, will be in natural fall. Our projection, or the angle that the hair is held in relation to the head form while cutting, will be 0 degrees. Our guideline for this haircut will be stationary. Our cutting line will be diagonal back, and our hand action will be palm down. In this haircut, we will be using both primary and secondary partings. Our primary partings will be centre forehead to centre nape and centre ear to centre ear. If we put our comb on the top of the head in a balanced manner, this will allow us to determine the apex of the head, or the highest point of the head. Our primary parting from ear to ear should pass through this point. Our secondary partings in the back section of the head will be on a horizontal line, while at the sides will be on a diagonal back line. We will be using the wide end of the comb to make sure that we have no tension on the hair while we are cutting. It is recommended that the wide end of the comb be used when cutting solid form to avoid graduation at the perimeter line. The fine teeth of the comb may be used when cutting the hair below the occipital bone if it is fine. We will begin this haircut in the centre nape area of the head, making sure that you're combing the hair evenly with 0 projection and minimal tension. Ensure that your fingers are mirroring the part line in a horizontal line using palm down cutting technique. Using little to no tension avoids the hair jumping upwards and distorting your perimeter line after the hair is released. Be careful not to cut past your second knuckle. Once you've cut this section, it's important to check that both sides of the hair are equal in length. Release 1 cm sections at a time. The reason we do this is so that we don't have too much hair covering our original guideline, and so that we can see our guideline clearly. Ensure that your hair is evenly dampened down. This will avoid uneven shrinkage and an uneven haircut result. Comb the hair evenly, cutting to the guideline, remove your length. Ensure that you don't cut into your guideline or below your guideline. We want to create a nice solid form line. Take care not to cut past your second knuckle. There are 2 reasons we avoid cutting past the second knuckle. The first is to avoid nicking or cutting our fingers, and the second is this part of the finger has less ability to hold the hair in an even manner. Check that your lengths are even either side. Taking another centimetre section, release the hair and comb it evenly. It is important to keep the hair well sectioned and clean. This allows you to have greater control over your hair cutting. Continue combing the hair with the wide end of the comb. Comb the hair evenly in natural fall with 0 projection. Your body position should be parallel to the section of hair being cut. This will avoid dragging the hair to you or away from you, which may result in a scooped effect rather than a straight line. Projecting the hair away from the head will create graduation. We want to avoid this as we want to create a solid line. Check that both sides of the haircut are even before you continue to your next section. Taking another centimetre section, release the hair and comb evenly from roots to ends. to ensure there are no tangles. Maintain a palm down cutting action with your fingers mirroring the parting line, and ensure that you are cutting directly to your guideline. Continue taking 1 cm sections and repeating the exact same cutting procedure until you reach the crest area of the head. The crest is the widest part of the head. It divides the interior and the exterior. Now that you have reached the crest of the head, maintain the same cutting action. Comb the hair evenly from roots to ends. Maintain a horizontal cutting line with your fingers mirroring the parting. Once you have completed cutting this section, work in exactly the same manner to the top of the head. Check that both lengths are even either side prior to continuing. Ensure that your hair is evenly dampened down to avoid uneven shrinkage. Comb the hair and distribute it evenly around the head prior to cutting. When cutting this section of the hair, be aware of the client's shoulders. You will need to ensure that the hair is at the back of the shoulders to avoid scooping or rounding of this particular haircut. Fingers and scissors remain parallel to your parting, cutting on the horizontal line. Hair remains in natural fall with zero projection and cutting with the wide end of the comb. Remain aware of not cutting past your second knuckle and continue using a palm down cutting technique. Check that your lengths are even either side of the haircut prior to continuing to the sides. You have now completed the back section of this haircut.